Welcome back to another weekly back testing. It is currently Saturday, February 14th, which means I haven't traded for about a day now, and I've been fiending to get on the charts. But you know how we do this: random year, random month, and then random week. Yeah, let's just get this going. We're going for a long one here, bro. At least an hour. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some price action. 2024 June, week 3. I kind of feel like I already did June. I'm gonna respin the month. I like 2024 though. I like to keep it recent. Mind you, I haven't traded in 2024. All right, September. September it is. September week 3, 2024. Yeah, like I said, we're going for a long one here. I feel like I kind of always do like short backtest sessions, which yeah, it's cool, but I feel like the 100% win rate kind of gets played out, and I want to get a good amount of trades in. What do we say? September week 4, I think we said. Yeah, week 4. September 1, 2, 3. Yeah, never a bad time to backtest, bro. Remember that. Never a bad time to backtest. All right, let's go out on the daily here. Looking at 2024. What is this here? Oh, I did. Oh, this is from me backtesting February. All right. Okay, 4 hour obviously looking bullish. Daily, for the most part, looking bullish. All right, we took out this buy side right here. Could potentially see some sort of reaction or reversal on both. Wait, this is supposed to be ES. There we go. On both here. Also, really big SMT on the daily, which is good to know. Let me make sure I'm actually, yeah, okay. Let me actually go to New York Open. It's gonna be 9:45 PMI. All right, cool. All right, so on the 4 hour, we are displacing through this 4 hour gap, meaning that we're probably looking bearish on the hourly, which is good because we see that SMT on the higher time frame, and we also are delivering from this huge daily gap, as you can see right here. So where are we going? Well, as of now, my eyes go to this sell side. Putting a high in this gap. We have an unmitigated hourly up there, which means, yeah, this is gonna be one unmitigated 4 hour in the future. Okay. This hourly is unmitigated. I can see price coming back up, mitigating it, and also sweeping this buy side. Quick SMT check. Looks like we are clear to take out these lows as of now. Looks like they were protected over here to reach up into this gap, but it seems like we just displaced through it and then hit it lower. Yeah, so honestly bearish bias. I'm hoping 945 we can open higher into this unmitigated hourly and sweeping this buy side. We also have very clear LR below us, so yeah, shorts would be very nice. Let's just get to market open. All right, so we open lower. What do we really react off of, right? Because I want to know if it's okay for us to still take a short. Really nothing, right? We come down into the hourly. This hourly is already completely displaced through. We'll go to the 30-minute. Nothing there. 15, nothing there. I'm guessing it's like, what, a random 5? We have this like tiny 5 hour imbalance. Yeah. So low is not that significant. If we come up and sweep this buy side, I still am looking for shorts. All right. Nice. Okay. So we sweep that buy side. We don't trade into the hourly, which makes me kind of iffy about this trade. Now, something I do want to say is that the structure is undeniable, right? We get the displacement, we get the structure, we get the macro alignment. This all looks good except for the fact that there's an unmitigated 4 hour here. Now, considering I want to be exactly accurate of how I would trade this when it comes to real-time markets, I probably wouldn't take this. Why? Because yes, everything's lining up. Everything looks absolutely pristine, but this means that our stop loss would be resting literally right inside of low resistance, right? We know that unmitigated imbalances are a very, very good target for price. Um, why did I open this on the so yeah, essentially, although this looks really good, everything's aligning, we sweep intermediate buy side. I'm gonna need a remanipulation for us to come back up and mitigate this hourly before I do that. Unless ES has mitigated it. So let's do a quick check here. All right, so this is an acceptance. ES has mitigated it. So in this case, I'm safe to take this short. Does that mean that we're definitely not going to come up and remanipulate? No, but I definitely have a lot more confidence in this setup for sure. Let's see what we get here. At this point, yeah, pretty much this first internal low would be our BE. Okay, so that would have just been a. Oh wait, no, internal low is down there. Did we touch it? No. Jesus, man. There it is. Okay, so we remanipulate. We take this intermediate, and we also take this hourly. This is what I mean by it's very risky to do that. Wait, I just got mixed up. Oh, it's this one. Yeah. This is what I mean by it's very risky to do that. Very clearly had a really good setup there. It's just unfortunate that, like I said, we had that hourly resting above here. Considering ES mitigated it, I probably would have taken it at the time. Can't really complain. And to be honest, it's looking like we actually are gonna deliver lower here. And I'm willing to definitely put in another trade here. Seems like we only have this. I would wait for macro. Okay, we got that close. That's not bad. 1035 definitely isn't bad too. I don't like this engineering at my stop loss though, so yeah, I would need to wait. Remanipulation. Hopefully this lines up a macro. No SMT. We're gonna need that high. Okay. But I'm guessing a 30-second. There is a 30-second. We're gonna need some displacement here. We would be looking for this 4-minute, or not 4-minute, this 3-minute to get inversed right here. This would be me taking the last setup of the day because I give myself a rule where I do not trade if my drawn liquidity is taken. But in this case, not only have we not taken our drawn liquidity, but we have not we have actually continued to engineer liquidity there. This might be a bad close. Not bad. Okay, we get the inverse there. We use this order block as our stop loss. And we target this LR. Macro alignment this time, not much of a risk because obviously we don't have the unmitigated hourly above us. I would be open to take this trade because we had an SMT here, clearly delivering off of these protected highs. We mitigated the hourly above us. So there's no reason why price should not flush these lows. Yeah, so I'd go BE there. And we would have BE'd. Dang. Let's see if it still happens. Really good BE. Yeah, could have just been a choppy day. We did have 945 new, so that could have messed up price a little bit. Explains why we had this whole thing going on here. But yeah, next day. Happy we at least got a loss though. I like the fact that we're actually getting realistic data here because sorry to break it to you guys, but I don't have 100% win rate on the actual markets at all. All right, seems like we just chopped for that whole day. Man, that is crazy. All right, so we have this intermediate buy side here, obviously resting inside of this daily that we looked at before. So if we come up and sweep this, we can look for shorts. But I mean, so far we're looking reasonably bullish. I really don't like the fact that we have this accumulation here. And I'm guessing this run up is going to be manipulating into this daily. And then probably get distribution lower into everything here. Because I'm guessing we have some unmitigated imbalances in this leg. Yes, we have this huge new day opening gap here. That was made in September. So I can see us just manipulating higher and then making a run for it down there. But As of now, in the lower time frames, we are looking reasonably bullish. So we kind of have to respect that, right? These are very clearly protected lows as of now until we reach our next objective of buy side. No news. Let's see here. Are we trade lower, mitigating this 15? And this 15 would be sponsored by this huge move up from this hourly. So I would be okay taking this trade, especially because this 15 is also mitigated. I don't like these lows here at all. Nice. Okay. This is really good. Put in a nice wick, actually sweeping this 15 intermediate low as well, giving us more confidence to mitigate this 5-minute. The only unmitigated gap in this leg is this 5-minute here, but again, 5 minutes don't matter that much. I like the LR that we have here. I like the fact that we have an unmitigated 5-minute, higher time frame. We're looking bullish, at least to this buy side. I like this. Pretty good ES alignment as well. And we would just be looking for a 1-to-1, potentially up to there. So I'll give myself a little bit more room. Yeah. We are getting macro alignment as well. Obviously, BE is looking at this first internal high. Wow. And we get fried. Let's see what happens here. Oh, we just dump. I'm actually very surprised that happened. We didn't really mitigate anything crazy. This whole move is not really being sponsored by anything insane. We don't really have a crazy high time frame PDA. Except the fact that I guess we are technically in this daily still. I guess, yeah, we still traded into that daily. But yeah, I really hope that we got this whole drowning of all these of all this trend line after we took this buy side, but it seems like we're gonna get the opposite. So maybe we get continuation into this. All right, we mitigate that 5. Good inverse here, relative equal lows down there. Yeah, it seems like we're gonna flush for the rest of the day here, so I'm definitely okay with this short. Are those equal lows, bro? Okay, they are. Those always trip me up. All right, so we wouldn't be BE yet, and now we'd be BE. Nice. And I wonder if we just continue to go lower. Oh, we chop, get a potential like mech setup here, 1050 macro. What was there and unfill the 15? Yeah, could have taken that. I usually don't like taking mech, so I'm very happy we got a continuation opportunity there. Yeah, like I said, I really hope that we took that buy side first, but I guess we just absolutely wanted to just dump. All right. Yeah, we made a crazy wick from that day. It's looking like now we want to head for that buy side. We have an unmitigated hourly right here in this leg. I'll consider this pretty premium, right? If we measure this, ideally we would like to see price draw into this hourly, which would be considered like the first discounted PDA. We don't have a 4-hour yet, but yeah, we're looking reasonably bullish to these highs. And I think now after we make this run up, oh, we had an SMT up here. I didn't even realize. Well, that explains that dump. Yeah, until we reach these highs, I don't think we're gonna want to run the rest of this. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just get a displacing candle coming out of this hourly here. So we just really got to pay attention on what we get. And this is how it was made pre-market. See if we come up, sweep this, or if we take this first. All right, we sweep that. trade into the hourly. Oh, and we just displaced through it. All right, we take our final. Oh, that's not even final buy side. It would be this because we swept that. Um, yeah, if we were to take shorts here, I would need to see us inverse a 5 minute for sure. I'm not opposed to shorts whatsoever. I like this LR here, and we did technically sweep intermediate. We need to close this 5 minute. Right, so we respect the 5 minute. Yeah, longs aren't bad here. I just really don't like the LR that we have. On ES, it looks a lot better. Whoa, that is crazy. Let's see. I want to take longs here, but I really don't like the LR at a stop loss. Probably would have, yeah, it would have been a B. All right, let's see if we get a good short. Oh, he just displaced through all this. Damn. Yeah, we just absolutely chopped through it. We get a decent 5 minute inverse. We can target unmitigated 15 or something. But again, I don't like taking mech reversal plays in conditions like this. I'll probably end up just not trading for the rest of the day. Wow, and it still would have hit. All right. Yeah, makes sense. We completely displaced through this. Obviously, we're looking a lot more bullish on the hourly. 4 hour extremely premium. Would like to see price retrace into a discounted PDA to take longs. As of now, I'd rather look on the left to look for maybe some sort of imbalance. There's not really much. Yeah, ideally we just take longs here if we can get a nice pullback and rebalance. Wait, what is this? How did I just end up here? Oh, I skipped to 10:01. That's fine, but this is exactly what I was looking. Price opening lower. We have accumulation here. Hopefully we manipulate into like a 4 hour. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we at least mitigate this 4 hour, not the one below. But if we get a push higher, something nice. Holy engineer. And we just chop lower. Do we trade into a 5 minute? Nope. Like, I'd much rather take these continuation shorts, but this is just bad price action. Yeah, we just absolutely dump. That is crazy. But very good because we get a day where we rebalance all of these. All right. We got that crazy rebalance if we want to continue to be bearish. There's this 4 hour with buy side resting inside of it. If we sweep this intermediate high, we get a reaction, then we can look for shorts. We have LR generated here. News low is untouched. News high is taken. Shorts are looking nice. Okay, we took it. And we just continue to flush. No 5-minute pullback, please. Anything? Okay. Ooh. SMT with 930 high. I like this short a lot. Only issue being, technically, we are in a 1 minute down here. And it's not touched yet. Looking for a 1-to-1 continuation. Annoying part is that we're in an hourly here, so we'd be counting on the fact that we've kind of displaced through it already. We would essentially be targeting this relative equal, and then obviously this LR below. Fact that we've dumped already so far. We're getting SMT here. Lining with macro. I definitely wouldn't mind this. Right, so we'd be BE there. And we would have got BE. And we still hit that. Yeah, maybe if we waited for this 1 minute to close, I definitely could have just waited until we got this to hit BE. But I was scared that the next 1 minute candle was just gonna take everything. Bearish on the 1 minute. BPR is mitigated. Looking like we're just gonna head lower. We have really good engineered buy side above us, but obviously we want to respect the trend. The trend is our friend. We have this 4-hour imbalance here that we traded into. So we put in an intermediate low. I wouldn't want longs unless we take out this intermediate low. Unless we get really good displacement with this hourly. Our next objective would just be this sell side down here. All right, yeah, so we're getting that displacement on the hourly. So we're going to want like a 5-minute pullback. This is just free. Like, this is free game. All these highs. If I just don't get an entrance, it'll be sad. Come on, give it to me. All right, we get that 5-minute pullback. We're going to need to see essentially this whole leg get inversed here. If we want to take continuation. Resweep 930 high or 930 low. Whoa, we trade really low into this 4-hour. Definitely would like to take this intermediate before taking longs. We'll see here. Yeah, nothing really here. Right, so obviously we're looking like market maker buy model, right? Like I said, this hourly is getting displaced through, so it pretty much tells us that we're gonna get our right side of the curve here. Just need to make sure we're entering off the right confluence. We have intermediate sell side here. We need this to get swept, and then we can potentially look for a continuation higher. 10 a.m. news. See what happens here. All right, open immediately. Displace lower into this. Lower. Right, so if this hourly candle keeps up, we're looking bearish. Yeah. So when an hourly candle closes like this is when you know it's gonna be one of them days, man. All right, we mitigate that 5 minute. If we can get a nice displacing candle here to close below these two on the 2 minute, just missed it. Nice. I wouldn't mind shorts here at all. Obviously, we'll be looking for our 1-to-1. And we are in the bottom half of macro here, so we're expecting price to just kind of chop and maybe fall off. Right, so ES took this low. We're going to be there. And yeah, I'm guessing we just continue lower. Yeah, like I said, when we have days like this, right, don't risk the mech long, bro. Like, when we get days like this, the mech long is always going to present itself, regardless of what price is doing, because guess what? We're always going to be seeking to rebalance inefficiencies. That doesn't mean you take them, right? So when you see this inverse, and you're thinking, oh yeah, mech long, and then you get remanipulated like this, like take the higher probability trade, right? Just wait for us to mitigate this 5 minute, and you would have caught a nice short lower, and you didn't even have to wait for macro, right? It's all about taking the more probable setups. All right, this is gonna be like a BE week, I think. All right, so our 4 hour is broken. I hate when that happens, bro. All right, so I'm not gonna just not trade without the 4 hours. So I'm gonna refresh really quick. It always, literally always happens. You use this app for more than 10 minutes, 4 hour just absolutely destroys itself. All right, there we go. We have this 4 hour, not unmitigated. Push lower, sponsored by it. On the hourly, we have this intermediate buy side. We put in this wick here, not really trading into anything significant, so we could definitely run this high, potentially look for shorts after taking this out. But obviously right now, I'm bearish, so 815. Yeah, high and low is taken. News didn't really do anything. All right, so we put in a pretty insignificant low. We trade into a 15 minute. I still want shorts, obviously, because our short bias, bearish bias, is coming from a high time frame PDA, like an hourly or a 4 hour, versus a 15 minute that just got created during pre-market. So we're still looking for price to manipulate higher. We still got our open high. Oh, looks like we're open lower. Never mind. Yeah, at this point, I would just look for continuation shorts. I have no reason to be bullish right now. There's literally nothing stopping price from running all of this. Until possibly here. Because then we sweep this intermediate low, and then I could look for, I don't know, maybe a mech long. These longs don't look bad, only because, let me wait for this 5 minute, hold on. Yeah, so these don't look bad only because ES looks like they really want these highs. If you look on the 1 minute, very clearly generated LR there. But when your higher time frame is bearish, right, and you get this very clear accumulation, manipulation, distribution, just placing candle like this on the 15 minute, I'm not looking to take mech longs. Not at all. Bro, I hate when they do like. Oh no, I'm tripping. Never mind. I thought they took off my line. Get to complaining for no reason. Yeah, so from here, inside of this range, we have no high time frame PDA to sponsor a move. Do not trade this chop. Don't. Right? We wait for manipulation into a high time frame PDA, and then we take our trades. We don't trade this. We don't trade this. All right, so by 11 o'clock macro, we didn't trade into it, so I'm not looking for a trade today. And look what we get. Just absolute slop, right? Even if you took this long, it's just you can notice right away, just absolute slop. When we have a range like that where there's no high time frame PDA sponsoring our manipulation, and we don't have a clear drawn liquidity, we're not looking to trade. Okay, so this is a lot better in the hourly. We very clearly have an unmitigated hourly here. See price go to. We just inverse this, so obviously we're looking bearish. My fault. Obviously we're looking bearish, and hourly we're displacing lower 30 minute. We're displacing lower, so I would like to see this come up, manipulate into probably a 30 minute, considering that's what we swept here to push us lower, at least, and then look for continuation. Nice. So we get an open high. 26 minutes left inside of this 30 minute. We'll see if we respect it. Double check this. All right, so there's 10 a.m. news. So we definitely could mitigate this hourly, which is why I marked it, and get a reaction off of it. Let's see here. Okay, so at this point, I'd have to wait for 10 a.m. 10 a.m. didn't do much. We put in a high, took out the high. If we can get a good displacing candle lower, we don't. All right, so it looks like at this point, we're just completely displacing through this hourly, looking like we want to be bullish. Whoa, okay. So we inverse this 5 minute. We're still in this 5 minute down here. We respect that 5 minute. Inverse this again. Yeah, probably not going to trade. Respect that 5 minute. Yeah, which seems like we're just kind of in a box here, right? Nothing by 11 o'clock, I would have been out. I'm a picky trader. All right, so it looked like we're very clearly displacing through this 4 hour. On the hourly, obviously very clearly bullish. We have a lot of LR below though, so again, we have to pay it out 2 scenarios. We're looking at price. But ideally, I wouldn't like to see shorts until here if we continue this displacement up. 8:30 news, we have a data low. I could definitely see price drawing lower. And on top of that data low, if we go to the hourly, measure out our leg, what do you know? Our premium, we would like to see price draw lower until taking longs, preferably down into this 30 or 15 minute. And at that point, potentially sweeping this data low. All right, so we mitigate that 15, we mitigate the 30. Not a bad long, it's just lacking structure. Nice, so we get relative equal highs being built there. We get a 30-second inverse. No SMT, so we technically have this. Is this equal? It looks like equal lows. No, so it's not equal. Relative equal though. So still definitely a valid drawn liquidity. I just wouldn't take this. Nice, we get that remanipulation. All right, now I'd just like us to take data low before anything. But if we edge it, continuation shorts. No, okay. Right, so after a candle like this on the 15 where we completely displace lower, you pretty much imagine this as accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So all that LR that we see here, this would be a great time to target that. We pull back into a 5-minute. We have another unmitigated 5-minute above, but it isn't high time frame. We mitigated the 15 minutes, so it's definitely not looking bad for continuation shorts. Honestly, just lacking structure and the fact that we're not in macro is what's making me not want to take this short. Okay, nice. So we're back in that 5-minute. We sweep this intermediate high. Now if we get a nice displacing candle lower. And we don't. All right, we do get this 5-minute inverse though. After mitigating this top 5-minute, really low risk sell here. I like this a lot. Accumulation down here, very clear engineered liquidity. We have our displacing candle aligning with macro. I wouldn't mind this short, but it's just so late into the day that I probably wouldn't take it. This is pretty high probability, but I just don't believe that I would take this, especially because it's past 11 o'clock. I just feel like this would run, but it would just be a bit choppy. Yeah, it does run. Tragic. Um, Probably would have ended. Yeah, we would have ended up getting BE'd there anyways. But yeah, if this happened like maybe at 11, I probably still would have been on the charts. I didn't want to push it though. I probably would have dipped out at 11 after seeing us just continue to engineer. All right, so on the 4-hour, we inverse this gap, very clearly disrespecting bullish PDAs. Mitigated this hourly. We're inside of this other one. Right, so there's this unmitigated hourly here that I can see us running up to. We're kind of building like a bullish push here on the lower time frame, so I can see us Definitely just displacing through this and just heading higher, just like we did here, to mitigate this hourly, and then going lower after that. No news. It's Monday. It could be pretty choppy. We'll see what we get here. Yeah, so at this point, this short, I would just like to see us mitigate this hourly. Yeah, I would want no part in this short. Nice. So we mitigate that hourly. Off a macro here. Maybe we reaccumulate. See if we get something at 11 here. Yeah, so engineered both sides. It's not looking too hot unless we just absolutely destroy this high here. No SMT, I'm definitely not interested. Yeah, so nothing. I would have been out. We did mitigate that. We're inside this 4 hour. On the lower time frames, we're displacing up. We have an unmitigated hourly here. Unk. All right, so we're in this 4 hours. So either I need to see this 4 hour get inversed to possibly see prices higher, or I would need to see this hourly get inversed to see prices lower. No news. All right, so we completely displaced through that 4 hour. We're looking more bullish, though there's a pretty good opportunity to take shorts. But yeah, we're just gonna absolutely. Could see us using this. It would need to be really convincing though. Yeah, definitely not that convincing. What is this? Yeah, so we rebalanced and didn't give an entry, so I probably wouldn't have gotten in longs here. And also probably would have faded any max setups, just seeing how far we displaced up. Very clear market maker buy model here. Wish I could have gotten in, but no 5-minute pullback. So we don't get nothing. And 11 o'clock doesn't present much. It's a very choppy Mac short. That would have BE'd. All right. FOMC 2 p.m. Let's see if we can do something here. Mitigated this 4 hour. Bullish for this buy side. Wouldn't want to see shorts until we complete this and hit this buy side here. Mitigated this hourly, sponsoring our push higher, and then we run into this high and this high. Not much. I would just like to see us displace through this. All right, so we get a 9:30 open low. Hope we could take out this intermediate. All right. Okay. See if we can get a nice displacing candle up. No. Okay. We remanipulate. We mitigated all these 5 minutes though, which is kind of annoying. We also left equal lows here, so I was hoping we didn't. Right, so this isn't bad except for the fact that ES SMT this. It is aligned with high time frame analysis, but like I said, I just hate targeting SMTs. Though this SMT isn't aligned with like high time frame buys, right? If we're truly in a market maker buy model, SMT shouldn't be used to bring us lower. Should only be used to attack buy side. The real reason I don't want to take this is because I feel like at this point, once we reach this, which ES did, I feel like that's when we'll make our push to rebalance the range here because it looks like we're very premium. Yeah, nothing really standing out to me here. Yes, that SMT failed. I just didn't want to risk having to wait for all this. Yeah, nothing. We're about 30 minutes in or 40 minutes in. I'm going to take a break really quick, get some water. I'll be back. All right. So very clearly bullish on the 4-hour. On the hourly, not so much. Obviously, we want this 4-hour to be held and respected to push us higher. On the hourly, it's in the form of this gap. Yeah, so we'll just mark it out on the hourly. So we get a resweep of here. So technically, we also sweep this intermediate sell side, right? We did just make a 30-minute here, so I'll need to see that get inverse for us to take longs, though. Nothing here for news. Let's check if we have 8:30 wick. Yeah, so 8:30 wick low is taken. Data high still intact. Mark that out. Could be a very bullish day. All right, so manipulate lower. This all counts as intermediate sell side here. Get a pretty good inverse. This would be considered like mech. I don't like the engineer liquidity at the stop loss though. Even though this could be considered high resistance, right? For this 4-hour to actually hold and bring us higher, this would be when we need to take longs. Mainly, it's really just ES. Technically, we haven't closed above this 3-minute. All right, so now we've closed above the 3-minute. And we are now in this 15, which I said needs to get inversed. So we'll see here. All right, good. This makes me a lot more confident. This makes me a lot more confident in the setup. We get a resweep. And we need to push this 4-minute. Very nice, very nice. All right, so we inverse the 5-minute, but we form equal highs. Again, usually in this scenario, I would have been complaining because we took our BE, but we did form equal highs there. We'd be targeting essentially this unfilled 5-minute, this 15-minute, data highs, this accumulation up here. High time frame alignment comes in the form of this 4 hour being used to push us higher because obviously we have a bullish narrative. And on the hourly would be essentially this unmitigated hourly to either displace through it or to trade into it to then bring us lower. Nice 1-to-1. Yeah. The only issue here is the fact that we're in that 15-minute, but I really like the fact that we inversed this 5-minute and then left equal highs there. And that would have been BE there. Nice. Yeah, we would be fighting this 15. I wonder if we just absolutely displaced through it. Yeah, we do. Okay. And now we leave a wick in there. Should they do it overnight? Displace through that. Nice. Data high did get taken out, which is good to see. So that means we did absolutely displace through that. Yeah. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. All right, so we have this intermediate sell side sitting in here. Why is my magnet not working? There we go. Intermediate sell side sitting in there. Looking bearish on the hourly. We are looking pretty neutral on the 4 hour, right? I would be leaning bearish here because technically we broke structure, right? We're displacing lower and we're heading towards this sell side. On the hourly, also looking pretty bearish. I would like to see a reaction off of this intermediate low though. $8:30 news. Mitigated, and then we have 10 a.m. See what happens here. All right, we come up, mitigate that 5-minute. Get a push lower. Yeah, the only thing I really have my eye on here is this intermediate. That's really it. Everything here can pretty much get ran. There's nothing here. Yeah, pretty trash day. And we did. We displaced through absolutely everything. And we are back in rebalance mode. So we need to see price push lower into EQ. I don't need to draw it for you. And trade it to a discounted PDA to take shorts. I mean, to take longs. I guess we could also take continuation longs if they present itself, but let's see how 9:30 opens. All right, so we get a push higher. Really want to know what we're in. Yeah, so we're in this daily. Expected to finish this around there. No 5-minute pullback. we just absolutely destroy this chart. Right, so this isn't a mech. This isn't a bad mech short because we do need a rebalance. It really just depends what we're reacting off of on the left here. And this just isn't convincing enough to take a mech short. Very clearly still buy side here. On the 4 hour, I wouldn't be expecting us to have any push lower until here, right? We still have buy side all throughout here. It is giving a good opportunity for continuation longs though. Get that 3 minute. I really liking the structure. Definitely would have hit. Just would have liked to see more accumulation. Alright, so we resweep these 15-minute intermediate. If we get a good displacing candle for 11, I could see continuation here. Yeah, nah. No news. 4 hours broken again. What do you know? Right, so we displaced through this hourly. Bullish imbalance here. We also do have unmitigated imbalances below here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we come down and mitigate these 4 hours. As of now, we're looking pretty bullish though. Right, we have this unmitigated hourly here. Looks like we're due a rebalance. Let's see what we get. No news yet. Open low into this 15-minute. Seems like we are respecting it. We get a 1-minute inverse out of there. Oh, I like this engineering. What is this? 30-second? Oh, I want to take this so bad. Yeah, I mean, considering it's so far and we're in this 15, I really don't like the fact that we didn't resweep this. It still hits, man. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just dumping, man. That's what this is. That's why we didn't remanipulate, because we just dump. Would you look at this, man? Like, I'm just tired of these rangy days. Like, I feel like I've been trading these forever. Can't escape them. They're just so sucky, bro. Yeah. Got this 4 hour here that we mitigated. Can be used to push us lower. Very clearly displacing through bullish PDAs. Looking like we have some engineer below. Most of it was kind of taken, but we do have LR still. So we have this push lower sponsored by that. Essentially would like to see us just come up, take out this intermediate, look for shorts or a 30-minute continuation. If we can sweep these 15-minute highs. Where's the... Yeah, maybe these. Nah, I just wouldn't. I would just need to take out all of this. Wednesday, okay. If we just play slower, though, we can always get continuation. For taking mech longs, I want that sell side. All right, mitigate the 15. And then we just blast. We get this 5-minute inverse coming off the 15. Can be used to target the other 5-minute below. Would be considered continuation. I don't mind this. What time? 10:37. See if we inverse this. I don't think we will though. What we do? Will we trade into that 5-minute? Tragic. Jeez, man. I want to get one more in. All right, we're looking bullish. Unmitigated hourly here. 830 lows intact. Yeah, everything's really screaming bullish, to be honest. I would like us to come down, obviously. Nice, take this out. Nice. Oh, going a little bit crazy here. Yeah, if the 15 closes like this, it's looking like we might just pour. Close above that 5-minute, trade into this one. We're in this one. So I'm gonna give 15-minute above. I just wouldn't take this. We are also inside of this 4-hour. Definitely prefer mech longs here. Equal highs. No. I'm gonna give 5-minute. This wouldn't be a mech long. I mean, this is where we would expect price to reverse. We hit this discounted 4-hour. If we want to go higher, this would be the time. We have a really big SMT here, but essentially that SMT would be used to bring us to our next objective, which would be this 4 hour. So we're basically banking on the fact that that SMT is now invalid. I like the relative equal left here, but this isn't relative equal, so it swept that. So this is directly like a resistance. Resweep here with SMT. Decent 30-second. We have LR built there. Everything's pretty much mitigated except for this 15. We'll be targeting pretty much like everything in this range here. 1107, definitely not bad. Yeah, I definitely don't mind this. Only issue with this setup is the fact that it's a 30-second. A lot of the times when you take a 30-second off of something like this. But I do like the fact that we have an SMT and we have very clear LR above. Nothing really protecting this from being ran. Be there. And nice. All right, we're gonna end it off there. I don't know how many trades I got in, but looks like we were recording for about an hour, so I wanted to get as much as possible in, so we could get like a lot more accurate of a result. 66 makes a lot more sense. Tired of getting 100% win rate every time. But yeah, that's I'm going for anywhere from 65 to 70 for the iFVG model. This is usually where I see people stand. But yeah, looking forward to doing more long back test sessions like this. It does suck because it is so tiring, and it feels like forever when you don't take a trade, which probably sucks for you to watch me not take a trade and be very picky with setups. But that's the key when it goes. That's the key going into this 66 or 70% win rate model, which is it's very discretionary. There's not much mechanical aspects when it comes to it, and most of the choices when it comes to if I'm going to get into a trade or not comes down to structure, overall bias on the day, and just clear narrative. So a lot of the times you don't take as many trades with this model as people may think. So this was about a month of back testing, and we only ended up taking about 8 trades, which I would be comfortable taking a little more than that depending on the conditions, obviously. But the way that the 2 months or the other 1 month looked that I was trading just didn't really seem like there was a lot of clear. There was a lot of iffy trades, a lot of trades that I probably wouldn't have taken, and maybe some trades that I would have taken and regretted. But overall, they all pretty much resulted in either a BE or a loss. But yeah, I like the fact that this tested my patience, tested my ability to trade bear markets, and we came out with the 66%. But yeah, we'd like to see more back testing sessions like this. Let me know.